Hello and welcome to another episode of Damn Good Podcast. This show is going to take you for a ride. We're going to go through my life as it happens. We'll talk mindset, fitness, business, strategy, and tactics. The big question, what do I need to do today to get better tomorrow? I'm Dillon Mitchell, and this is a Damn Good Podcast. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Damn Good Podcast. Today we are going to talk about speaking, communication, and a simple framework to allow you to improve your speaking ability, your copywriting, and your just ability to string some words together in a meaningful and impactful way. So if you like this show or any of our other shows, make sure that you subscribe to our show, give us a 5-star review, and share it with a friend. Within all speaking, within all communications, you need to have really a simple framework to follow. There's a bunch of them out there, but the simplest one to really follow as a beginner is problem, story, solution. It's one of the simplest ways that you can effectively communicate and improve your speaking abilities, following this simple framework. Some of these things might get repetitive in your own head, but not to your audience. So by following a simple framework of problem, story, solution, you're going to be able to communicate more effectively to your audience. So what does this really amount to and entail? The problem is that you probably don't have a great speaking ability. Your ability to communicate a message effectively is lacking. Your ability to entice people to purchase your products or convince them to do something isn't quite there. Maybe the problem is that you don't have a big enough audience, but that's a different problem. So we're not going to cover that here. But the problem of speaking is that you're not able to communicate clearly, effectively, without ums and ahs and so's and all this kind of stuff that really detracts from your speaking. So if that is your problem, here's going to be a simple little story for you. So if you hear most people speak, some of this is even politicians included, people that speak for a living, they don't always string words together nicely. There's a lot of ums and so's and likes and you knows and all this other words that really don't help or improve the message. It detracts, and once you start to notice this, you can just hear the breaks in what they're saying. It makes it really, really difficult to hear, to understand, and just kind of grates on the ears once you look for them, know them, and can see that within anybody speaking. Within a lot of people, they just can't string those words together. But just know that this is a skill. For me, 18 months ago, when I joined Toastmasters, I would say 20, 30 ums or ahs during a Toastmasters meeting. That meant for a 1-minute to 2-minute speech, impromptu. It meant for a 5-minute rehearsed speech, 20 or 30 ums or ahs. It's quite a few in just a short period of talking. Now, I rarely have any. And all that is practice on a weekly basis, a lot of videos, a lot of podcasts, a lot of speaking engagements. So practice makes perfect. And that brings us to our third point. So I've told you the problem that speaking ability is probably not there. Your ability to communicate isn't what you want it to be. The story is I joined Toastmasters. I was really bad at speaking 18 months ago. I didn't feel good about it, and I knew that it was a skill that I needed to effectively communicate my message and what I do. And then the solution to this is Toastmasters, repetition, video, all sorts. Listen back to it. Improve yourself, and do that every day or as much as you can. By improving the skill, because it is a skill, it is something you learn, it is something you develop. Not everybody is born with this, and most people are actually not born with this ability to speak. It's something that they have cultivated over a long period of time, which allows them to become great speakers. So just understand that throughout history, everyone that has become a great orator, a great speaker, has had a lot of practice. Whether that's at the bar, with buddies, whatever, they have practiced thousands of times in speaking and telling stories and figuring out what lands, what works, what doesn't. So If you are not a great speaker, great communicator, you need to find the own story that works for you to create the solution, which is go and practice and do this on a daily basis. So, guys, that's this episode of Damn Good Podcast, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.